Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. I'm live. Um, so I think I'm gonna have to put my glasses on. Dang, I was trying to get by without the glasses, but I just can't do it. I can't read all that. So Lee is on vacation and he is building me a new front porch. I'm so excited. We went and got he went and got a bunch of lumber. Um, like I think he got some of it Friday, and then he got some more this morning. And so that's why the dog is barking too, because he's right here at the front porch. There's the door. He's right there at the front porch, taking down the old porch, and that's been loud. And he's going to build a bigger front porch. Our porch was about maybe 4 by 6, something like that, 4 foot by 6 foot maybe. And it's older, and even though it was treated wood, it had a few spots that was getting bad. Especially since we don't have a top over it, a roof over it, and it rains all right down on there and stays there. And so he's going to put a roof over this one, and he's making it. What did he tell me? 8 by 12. 8 by 12. So I'm excited to have a bigger front porch with a roof over it. So anyway, he's working on that all week on vacation. I know that's not much of a vacation, but that's his choice. That's his choice, not mine. He always does that. He always takes vacation. He takes a week, a week in the spring and a week in the fall, and he always works on a big project during his vacation. So let me get these glasses on. I do have better lighting. I told y'all last week I had to get better lighting, and I did. I've got some lighting on this side now. So usually it's just this lamp over here, but I put up I had one, but I never use it. The tripod with the light on it. I always forget to use it. I have a better tripod that I like better, but it doesn't have a light. This one's a little cheap one that does have a light. So at least it's got that, and that helps. And I can tell a big difference. I don't know if y'all can, but I can tell a big difference. Both sides of my face are lit up instead of one. Anyway, so let's see. Hello, Brenda and Nancy and Red. And so yeah, if you start hearing a loud noise, he is working on the porch, and then the dog starts barking. So bear with me. um, I told him I was going live, so maybe he won't be too loud, but he is got to get that done, and he's not going to stop for me. And I don't blame him. I want him to. So I'm probably going to put me, we've got the screened in porch out here, out those double doors. And I love the screened in porch. I love sitting out there. And we've got a couple of rocking chairs out there. But, I don't know. I probably am either going to put a bench or more rocking chairs out here on the front. So I'm just excited about it. Just to have a spot where you stop and put things down to get in the house or whatever, and not get rained on. That'll be the best part, is not getting rained on while you're getting in the house. So I'm just real excited about that. I've got all kinds of exciting stuff, and there's lots going on. I know everybody's got a lot going on with gardening coming on and all that stuff. And but yesterday, I spent all day yesterday at the hospital having a new great grandbaby. So this is my third great grandbaby. My oldest granddaughter lives, it's about an hour and 45 minutes away. And so I went up there yesterday morning. They induced labor. And I went up there and spent the day up there with them having the baby. And it was really nice. I got to be in the room with her because there wasn't she only had a couple of people. You can only have 3 people now. They've changed all the rules around here anyway. So she could only have 3 people. And so, and it ended up just being me and her husband because his mom had to work, or no, her mom had to work. His mom um, kept the other 2, so she's got 2 already, and so that's why I've got 3 now. The other 2 are hers that are great grandchildren, and his mom kept the other 2, and her mom had to work, so I went up there and I really enjoyed it because I don't know her husband that well. I've only met him a couple of times, and they did come to our Thanksgiving and Christmas this year, but I didn't get to talk to him a lot. And I really got to talk to him a lot yesterday, and he's really a nice guy. I was very pleased. I was very happy to get to know him like that. And he is very nice guy, and they're young, but he's got a good head on his shoulders, and that made me feel really good talking to him and getting to know him. So anyway, um, and of course I talked to her some, but but she was busy. We were over here talking while she was busy. Anyway, it was good. So had a another girl. So she has a girl, older girl that's 6, maybe 5 or 6, and then she has a baby that's about a year old, and now she's got another girl, newborn. So anyway, Guinevere, sorry, Guinevere is a unique, I mean, I've heard Guinevere, but not a lot of kids nowadays are named Guinevere. So it was really, anyway. So, okay. I have a list here I'm trying to go by. That's why I keep looking over here. I talked about the porch and the grandbaby. Plants. So let me read here real quick. Thank you for the congratulations. That'll be awesome. Yeah. Tell Lee to come and show Paul how to do this stuff. I need my back porch, outdoor kitchen done. Yeah. Well, Lee always has like 10 projects going at the same time and can't get nothing done. So when he's doing vacation, he does a big project and gets it pretty much done. So because he'll start 10 little projects and not get none of them done, it drives me crazy. I'm more of a finisher. Like, I have to finish. I'm the opposite, because when I start something, I have to finish it. Like, I can't move on till I finish that, because it would drive me nuts, And he could start 20 projects and not finish none of them. I cannot start something and go on to the next thing until I get that finished. Got a phone call. Okay. Well, maybe Red can come back and join us. She's got a phone call. So plants, I've got my herb garden. I planted a bunch of different stuff in there, and I've got tomato plants and pepper plants going in the house. In the window back here, I've got a over there. I've got it in the window, but I've also got a light on it, and I've got a heat mat underneath it, and I've got tomatoes and peppers going over there. I've already put out the cabbage and broccoli, and I planted some lettuce and kale and spinach out in my herb garden, like in between the herbs, and so got all that going. And he's got onions and potatoes going in the big garden. I went to Higgs Rock Farm Saturday. We went to see Holland and Lily, and me and Lily went to the Amish store. We usually do go to an Amish store or two. We went to one, and I done a video. So I will be putting that video up. I don't know if I'll get it up tomorrow. I've just had so much going on, I hadn't got to it. But I did do a video at Higgs Rock Farm for the Teresa's Travels if everybody, I know most all of y'all saw my first Teresa's Travels was at Lana's house. And so the second one, I'll probably put it up Thursday morning. Um, that'll give me time to get to it because I am still working a little bit. I'm writing, and I've got some writing I've got to get done. As a matter of fact, as soon as I get off here, I've got to finish writing one that I was working on. And then I should be done after I get this one finished. I'm doing about 7 articles a week. And anyway, uh, so when I get off here, I've got to finish that. Then I've got to go do the bank deposit for the church and deliver eggs. I'm selling some eggs. And hopefully I can get that. And tonight I've got a fiscal court meeting I've got to go to cover because I used to write those, and then I kind of quit going to them because I had layout work to do for the paper, and I couldn't get it all done, you know. You've heard me fuss about that. I couldn't get it all done. So now that I'm not doing the layout anymore and I'm writing freelance, so I'm getting paid by the article. So he wants me to get those meetings back in. And I need to because that'll be that much more money for me. Every article I can write will be, more money. So I am going to go to fiscal court tonight. And so then maybe I can get tomorrow, maybe I can get that video put up of Higgs Rock Farm. Anyway, me and Lily went to the Amish store, one of them, and they had a big greenhouse set up. Let me tell you, they had a huge greenhouse set up, and that greenhouse was packed full of beautiful plants. I mean, beautiful starts. They had every plant you could think of, and all of them looked beautiful, and they weren't bad. They were $2.99. Most of them were $2.99 for a 4-pack. So I got some tomatoes, even though I've started tomatoes in the house. These were, pretty good size, nice looking tomatoes. So I got a pack of those. I got dill. I have dill planted, but I went ahead and got dill. I'm always behind on my dill, like when it comes time to do pickles. My dill's not ready yet. That happens to me every year. So I went ahead and bought some nice size dill. And trying to think of what else. I bought a stevia plant. I had one before a couple of years ago that I got from Mark at Red Duchess Farm. I might go back and see them for a Teresa's Travels. They have a beautiful place, and if they don't mind me showing some of it, I might try to go there and do a Teresa's Travels because they have a beautiful place, and they have big greenhouses where they start plants and sell them local to them there, And so we might try to go there. That would be awesome. They also have a teepee bed and breakfast. I would love to go see that. Maybe I'll go stay in it. I'll go stay in their teepee bed and breakfast and video. Maybe. That would be awesome. Anyway, so what else? So I've got all that planted. So I'm pretty much done planting my stuff. We will still have to plant some things in Lee's in the big garden. We will have to plant black-eyed peas and green beans. He might have got the green beans done the other day. And what else? A little bit of okra maybe, and I can't think of what else right now. Anyway, we still have his to do, but mine's done. I've got all I can plant in mine until I get the cold weather stuff out of there, and then I might go in with a little something else, But I've done the Malabar spinach, and it does really good. I mean, the Malabar spinach it's very hardy, and it climbs. So I had to plant it on something it could climb on a little bit. And you don't have to climb. Some of mine has gone across the bed, but goes. It vines, I guess you'd say. And but it's good. It's real hardy, and it's hardy, weather hardy too. So Malabar spinach is a good one. I had that the last couple of years. I've had Malabar spinach. Anyway, let's see. Jesus is Lord. Teresa and everyone in the chat, I'm in the middle of detail cleaning my bedroom. So I can't stay in the chat, but I'm listening. Okay, thank you. That's what I have been doing, a lot of decluttering and cleaning around here. And the only room I didn't get to was that back bedroom that's so, so full of stuff. And I started taking some of it out to my shed, my storage shed, but I didn't get it all done. Need to get back on that. It's still too early to plant here. We may get snow Sunday. There's Gina, HT, Gina. So let's see, what else? I ordered me some tools. I've been talking about this. I love watching Anne Marie at Big Dreams. I love watching her get out there and build stuff. And there's a couple of others that build stuff. Honey Hollow, she builds a lot of her own stuff. And I'm sure probably some of y'all do too, but I love seeing them women get out there and actually build a whole, chicken coop or something by themselves. I love it. And I want to do it so bad, but I don't know how. I've just never been taught how to do that kind of stuff. And so I've been telling Lee I wanted to learn, but his tools are dirty and greasy and everywhere. And he says, I know where they're at, but I don't. I couldn't find one if I wanted to. And if I did find it, I wouldn't know how to use it probably. So I ordered me an electric drill and a circular saw and a mini chainsaw, one of the little mini chainsaws. And I am going to learn how to use them and at least do repair. We had the chicken coop. We need to build a new chicken coop. We're planning on building a new chicken coop. Maybe I could help him. But we had a hole and something got under there and got one of my chickens. And he took a board out there for a temporary fix. He took a board out there and pushed it down on that wire and screwed it in on both sides. And I thought, I could have done that if I had an electric drill, if I knew where his drill was or knew where screws were. Well, these are going to be my tools that I'm going to keep, and I'm going to keep mine where I know where to get them quick and clean. And that might sound stupid, but I want mine clean. I don't want black grease all over my tools. So when I go to use it, I get black grease all over me. And that may sound, I don't know the right word, too clean. I don't know, but that's how I feel. I want my tools to be fairly clean and, where I want to find them. When I want it, I want to go get it and have it prissy. Prissy. That may sound prissy, but I want my tools clean. I have a little toolbox. Now, I do have a little toolbox that's got a hammer and both screwdrivers and some nails and a measuring tape. And I hardly ever use that because I think it's because he's here. If I had to do it on my own, I might could, or I could probably figure it out. But since he's here, I always just holler at him. And, I raised 5 daughters for about 5 years by myself. So during that 5 years that I was raising those 5 girls by myself, I had to do, and I did to a certain extent. I didn't have animals and, I didn't have to build a chicken coop by myself, but I done little things, minor repair anyway. And now I don't. I holler at him to do it, So time to do on my own. Every woman should have her own tools and know how to use them. Well, I agree, and I'm fixing to. You need a big roll around toolbox for your tools. I understand about that, doing things yourself. Yeah. So let's see. Julie Cook come in. I didn't say hi. I read her message, her comment, but I didn't say hi. What else? So products, for my products that I've got at the store on Etsy and out at the little store. I don't know how it's going. I haven't been by there to see how it's going. She's going to pay me once a month of what's sold, and so I haven't been by there. It's only been there like about a week, a little over a week. So I don't know anything yet if it's selling or not selling. I sell some on Etsy now and then, but on Etsy they got to pay the shipping, and I feel like that's a lot. And I think it'll do better out there at the store where they're not having to pay shipping. But anyway, I'm working on building up more products so I can get it out there and maybe go talk to a couple of other stores. I'd like to go to the big town, what we call town, Paducah. I would like to go there and find a store or two that would put my products in, but I haven't reached out yet because I feel like I don't have enough built up to do that. I did have a second store. I did have a store in Paducah contact me and was going to put my stuff in their store, but they wanted me to pay like a fee to be in their store instead of what she's doing. She's just doing it on consignment. Like she's giving me my money that I want for it, and then she's bumping it up a dollar or two. And I had rather do that, much rather do that. This other store in Paducah that contacted me wanted me to pay them for my products to be there and then me get all of my money, which I'm getting anyway from the other lady. But, they didn't want to take a percentage or jack my price up. They just want me to pay them, and I just can't do that, not knowing if it's going to sell enough, Just wasn't going to do that. So I'm going to try to get somebody else that will do what she's doing. Yeah. I used to have my own woodworking shop. I loved it, but had too many wood allergies and had to quit. Ooh, yeah. Mm. So anyway, so I'm trying to work on products and get enough product built up to be in maybe a couple of stores. And I've got 10 things on Etsy that I went around, I was telling on one of my videos how I was going to try to make money in semi-retirement. So I went around and found some things here to put on there, but I haven't sold anything yet. I've had some views, but I haven't sold anything yet. So I'm hopeful about that. What else? I'm kind of working on a new product that I've never done before. I'm not going to tell about it yet, I don't think, but I'm working on one new product. I don't want to get too many products that I get overwhelmed, but there was something that I kind of needed and I made it and it seemed to work. I'm going to kind of test it some more before I decide to sell it or talk about it very much. So anyway, let's see. And don't forget, I will have that video up Thursday morning of Higgs Rock Farm. So y'all want to see that? It's not long. It's not long. We were busy. I love going to see Holland and Lily, and me and Lily get to talking and so I just kind of showed their place and talked a little bit, and it's not going to be a long video. My Etsy is under Stringfield Ridge. I think it's all one word, Stringfield Ridge. And it's not Springfield. I think you know that. That was probably a type correction. Stringfield Ridge, I think is what it says. All together, one word. My 66, oh, wait. Brenda said now I play with paint and resin. I love your resin stuff. I love Brenda's. She made me some um, coasters. These are coasters Brenda made. Well, hang on. With scripture on. Isn't that beautiful? She makes all kinds of that's not scripture. Some of them were scripture. She made me 4 of these. And I can't remember what else I got from her. At the picnic last year, she brought a bunch of stuff to the picnic last year, and just beautiful stuff, jewelry, and these coasters are just gorgeous. I don't know if you can see the speckle in there. Can we see the speckle? No, maybe not. Speckly looking. Anyway, beautiful, beautiful stuff, Brenda. My 66-year-old sister built her own chicken coop. She gardens, takes care of her 7-year-old granddaughter, plus a lot of other things. She is amazing. That's awesome. Yeah, Brenda got me addicted to resin. I know spell check knows better than me. Yeah, yeah. Hi, Patty. So pretty. Yes, Brenda's stuff is beautiful. She's just made some beautiful. I got bookmarks. I love my bookmark. I got a pink bookmark that's made with resin that I put in my Bible, and it's got a scripture or something on it, and her jewelry, just beautiful stuff. She does an amazing job with that. I hope she brings some more to the picnic again this year. And so the picnic is, I don't know the date. It's the second Saturday in September. Let's see what that is. Second, 12th. Nope, 13th. September 13th is the picnic, and I have not got to talk to the hotel. I want to go in person. I don't want to call them. I want to go in person and try to get the hotel to give us a good discount. But we did drive by there going to Higgs Rock Farm, and they've got a bunch of construction going on all around it. So I'm hoping, I don't know what that is. I don't know what they're building. Might be another hotel or it could be a restaurant, but they've got a big construction going on all around the hotel there in that section there, not just that hotel. If you know, there's a hotel and another hotel beside it, and then lots of parking lot where things used to be. They are doing a lot of work in that area. So I don't know. I'm hoping it's a nice restaurant or some kind of restaurant. Not expensive restaurant, but we have talented friends. Yep. So the picnic at Grand Rivers. I think most all of y'all have heard that spiel enough times. Grand Rivers picnic, potluck. Me and Lee will do, or Lee. I say me and Lee. Lee will do pulled pork again. And so whatever goes with pulled pork, he does Boston butts and slow cooks it and then tears it apart, and it's delicious. So it'll be like barbecue pulled pork. So anything that goes with that. And I will do another video as soon as I go talk to the hotel and try to get a discount. Then I'll do another video about it closer as soon as I go talk to them. As soon as I go talk to them, and I need to do that real soon. Anyway, so what else? Newsletters for members. I'm fixing to do newsletters. I haven't done them yet. This is just the first. I have plenty of time. Hopefully by this weekend, I'll do newsletters for members and send them out. If you don't know, and I'm not begging anybody to be a member. I really am not. But I do a newsletter and it's fun. I do some puzzles in it and make it fun. And I always put a little something special in there. I think this last time, there's Lee and the dog. It was just Lee. It's male. Oh, great. Okay. Don't know if y'all can hear me for the dog. I put something special in the newsletters, and I think last time I put seeds in there. Hi, Christy Betts. I think I can't remember for sure what I put in there last month. I do it at the first of each month. I do the newsletter with information, and then like a puzzle and a goodie. So I think I done seeds last time. I can't remember for sure. Anyway, so if you would like a little something special in the mail at the first of each month, become a member and you will be on that list to get a special newsletter with a little surprise in there. I hope y'all can still hear me. I know you can't. She's a yapper. Fancy is a yapper, y'all. Yep, she gets excited. She gets excited over any noise. We can hear you good. I'm glad you can. I can't hear myself. Whew. Okay, so I have talked about this before, trying to move on. And I know I'm not talking about health today. Y'all don't want to know about my health today. I have been terrible, especially yesterday. And we kept thinking, because of them inducing labor, and it's her third child, and I didn't think it would go all day. And we kept thinking, they kept saying the doctor's going to come in and break your water. So we thought, okay, here we go. An hour later, the doctor's going to come in and break your water. So we thought, here we go. Another hour later, and the nurse said, the doctor's going to come in and break your water. Like, okay. Well, it's like 4 hours later before they had everything set up and ready. All that time they had come in there. They had the baby thing set up. They had everything set up like we were fixed to have a baby any minute. And, anyway, and she got there at like 5 o'clock in the morning. I got there at 9, and the baby wasn't born until about 1:45 or something. Anyway, I had not ate breakfast. I should have ate breakfast. I had not ate anything. I had 1 cup of coffee, and then I had some water. And so by the time I got out of the hospital on the road, it was 2:30, and I was starving. I felt like I was starving. I wasn't starving, I know. I felt like I was starving, and so I ate bad, I stopped at fast food and ate. Y'all don't even want to know what I ate. Anyway, I felt like I was starving. So I have been bad lately and not sticking with and I can do it. I'll stick with my diet or healthier eating 1 day or 2 days, and then really mess up bad, So I've been bad. So we're not going to talk about all that. But let me read. She sounds like my dogs. Yeah. Yeah. My POB has been empty when your newsletter stopped. I need to join up again. Loved your letters. POB. My POB. I have a dog that hardly barks at all. I like that better. Yeah. Yeah. And listen, when I got her, I don't know if y'all remember, my light went out. Hey. Well, I guess my light's dead. Oh, my light's dead. Okay. My light died. When I got her, she's 6 years old. And when I got her, I wanted a lap dog. Post office box. When I got her, I wanted a lap dog because I read that lap dogs calmed your nerves. And I was all stressed out, and I'm not anymore. And I'll tell you why. Y'all know why, because I'm semi-retired. I'm not stressed out like I was. Anyway, the job I had stressed me out, and I'm still working there some, but not much. But I used to be so stressed out at that time, and I read that a lap dog or cat, a pet that you could actually sit there and hold and pet like a lap dog, calmed your nerves and was de-stressing and all that. No, she won't sit in my lap. She just wants to run around and bark, and that's more stressful. So that did not work, just so y'all know. um, they want you to hurry up and wait, yeah, at the hospital. Yeah, yes, and that's what they were kind of doing. And so I didn't go eat. That's was my point was I didn't go eat because we thought it was fixing to happen anytime. And I didn't even go get a drink. I didn't want to leave. I didn't even want to walk out because they acted like it was any minute we're going to break the water and it's going to happen. Anyway, it is hard to be healthy when out running around. Yes. Hey, Alfonso. Hope you're having a blessed day. Yep. I've been having, I have just been so much happier and less stressed and doing so good. Just having that weight lifted off me of not having those deadlines of work. So like just writing, I don't have like deadlines that I have to get something done. And it's just a whole different world. Anyway, yeah, post office box. I got that. So was that your daughter who just had a baby? It's my oldest granddaughter. And this is her third. So it's my third great grandchild. P.O. Box. 85 to 100-pound dogs think they are lap dogs. That might be better than having this little yapper because she won't sit in my lap. And then she yaps all the time over any noise. And Lee's out here working. Any of y'all that have come in since I told that, Lee is on vacation and he is working on me a new front porch, a bigger, nicer front porch I'm excited about. And he's out here beating and banging. You can probably hear that. And then she's just barking and barking over him and anything else any noise outside, she's going to yap. Anyway, our dogs can't be lap dogs. One is about 75 to 80 pounds. The other is about 55. And the third is 35. Hey, Anne-Marie, did you hear me talking about you earlier? So I was talking about you earlier. Lee is working on a new front porch. He's on vacation doing that. So he takes a week vacation in the spring and a week vacation in the fall, and he always works on a big project during that week. And that's his decision, not mine, in case Mr. Willie sees this later. Napping earlier. So Anne-Marie, I was talking about you earlier because I bought me some tools. I'm going to be like you and make something. I'll never be as good as you, but I'm going to learn how to use some power tools. I ordered me a drill and circular saw and a mini chainsaw, one of those little mini chainsaws. And I have a toolbox. I already have a toolbox with measuring tape and hammer and screwdrivers and things like that in it. Practice makes perfect. Let's see. Let me go back up here. Send Lee to my house next. I need a porch. Great grand. Yep. Great grandbabies. Yep. Okay. Didn't work for me either. Okay. Wait a minute. Something didn't work for Patty either. Didn't work for me either. You talking about the dogs? the lap dogs that are supposed to de-stress you? Right. That's a lie. Anyway, let's see. Let me catch up. It might be the breeds. My Yorkie is an amazing ESA for me. I'm not sure Maybe my Yorkies were. I had 2 Yorkies. You know, we had what we called the littles. I don't know if anybody remembers that when we first, probably when we first got on YouTube. We still had the Yorkies, the littles we called them because they were sisters. They were sisters and they were little Yorkies, and they passed away a couple of years ago. Well, right before I got fancy, they passed away about a month apart. They were sisters that were together always and shared the same little bed. You know, they done everything together, and they were about 16 years old, and one of them died, and a month later, the other one died. At just old age, they were just getting really old, and um, let's see, where was I at? Might be the breeds. Is very stressful during the tornado weather. She's going to do that all day long with him out there. It was very stressful during the tornado weather with, I don't know how to say that, Christy. Louiani in my lap. I said a few unladylike words. Practice. I read that. Yorkies are sweet little dogs. Yeah. Yeah. Hello, Cleveland Angel. Thank you. Thank you. There's Prep for Eternity. That's probably Jennifer, I would say. She is ready. All right. Red has to go. Lawani. Okay. Let's see. Where am I at? I got about 15 minutes. One more thing on my list. So I've talked about having a group, like I have a prepper group. It's kind of a prepper group. We kind of started trying to be a prepper group together, like to go over prepper stuff and homestead stuff. And we kind of turned it into almost, it's more of a ministry now. So we are doing Buckets and Bibles ministry, where we get food together, and we're doing backpacks. We mostly give out the backpacks more so than the buckets, but we're putting food and a Bible in a 5-gallon buckets to give to a family, or backpacks to give to a individual, maybe a homeless person we see. We've gave out a bunch of backpacks. And we're going to give out a bunch more come April 12th. We're going to a park and give some out that are not necessarily food, more of stuff and snacks and a Bible. But then April 26th, we're going to a place that's called Tent City, that is a homeless in Paducah. We don't have much homeless right here around us, but in Paducah there are some, not a lot, but some. And there's a place where they all go that's kind of a, I don't know what you call it. It's close to a park, but it's outside of the park. They probably wouldn't let them be in the park. But outside of the park area is a wooded area that they have set up tents, and it's homeless people up there. And there's usually, they set about 20 people. And y'all can hear Lee is hammering now. Sorry. But I don't want him to stop. Not stopping him. He's building my porch. But anyway, we're going to go to that Tent City. They call it Tent City. We're going to go to Tent City and get out backpacks the 26th. So we're excited about that. And we've got little tracks in there that have the Romans Road, the Plan of Salvation. So I'm excited about that. So that's what our group has been working on, instead of just our homesteading and prepping. We've been working on kind of an outreach, a mission. And we are doing, as our prepper, in our prepper part, we are working on ham radios. So each family, and this is my Sunday school class too, by the way. Each family is going to have a ham radio, and we're going to learn how to do ham radio. So I'm excited about that too. Um, a guy come in and brought us the stuff to put up an antenna, and some of them have already ordered their ham radio, but these are small ones. This is not a big old ham radio base. It's just a small thing. We have handheld ones that we got that were cheap. They were like $30 a piece, but we're going to get more of a stationary one that sits in your house. And those are about 150 a piece. So I told them, I'm not getting mine until we all learn how to do it. And I know I'm going to do it and know that, because I can't put out $150 for and then not use it, or and it's more for, I mean, I'm not going to play on it. It's more for emergency anyway. So I don't know. I'm going to stick with my little $30 handheld one for a while, but we're going to learn how to use all that and do all that. So anyway, um and that's exciting. Let's see. It means growling bear. She growled at my dash hound when she barely had her eyes open. uh, so let's see. Well, I'm just going to go back up and see what that was. I'll have to go back up and find that later. What you called her. Oh, Lawani. Lawani means growling bear. Love buckets and Bibles. Great ministry. Yeah. Yeah, we're excited about it. And there's only it's a small group. It's like it's not all of my Sunday school class. It's like 7 people from my Sunday school class. There's like, I think there's 9 of us, but a couple of them don't show up or don't really participate as much. 7 of us really get in there and do it. The hammering doesn't bother me. I've got guinea birds screaming. Let's see. How much will Lee charge me to build a platform for my G scale model train? I would like a 8-foot by 12-foot. Sounds like fun. I'm back. Let's see. It's good to practice for an emergency. Yeah. Yeah. We kind of, we were really getting after the prepping and homesteading for a while, but then I'm going to get a little political here. Sorry. When Trump got in, we kind of thought, well, we kind of have a reprieve. Things kind of settled down a little. Well, not right now, right? Another thing I want to talk about is I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I just know that Iran is giving us some problems, and I don't know what else going on, but I did see before I came on live, I saw someone said, and it was someone I kind of trusted, was talking about how bad it's, how much things are escalating with Iran. And it said, here we go, war or something. War, here we go. So I don't know. I need to check on that, see what's going on there. It's driving me crazy, y'all. Let's see. Let me catch up. So yeah, so it's good to practice. Good to practice for an emergency. And you don't ever know. It don't have to be all out War III for us to need ham radios. It could be any local emergency or earthquake. We're on the New Madrid Fault. It could be any local little emergency that we might need ham radios to contact each other and set up. We have put together as our kind of our ministry outreach, like our buckets and Bibles. We've gotten a bunch of beans and rice so that we could do kind of a soup kitchen. If we emergency, if we had to, we could get together and do a soup kitchen and feed everybody red beans and rice, So we've been working on that too, and we've got a bunch of 5-gallon buckets of beans and rice set back or put back. So we would need to contact each other to get that set up and going if need be. You never know. So that's why we prep, because we never know what's going to happen next. I have a small portable radio that has AM FM shortwave. Is shortwave ham radio? Don't think so. Ham radio, there's certain channels on there, and you can listen, but you have to have a license to talk. So there's also GP. I don't know this stuff. I'm listening to what the guys in the group were saying. There's also GPS or something like that we can talk back and forth on there, but that's only a few channels. So that's what we've been doing so far. But to reach out to other people or get information from other ham radio people, what are you doing? Would be certain channels. There's certain channels you go to for the ham radio. And then to be able to talk to each other on the ham radio, we have to have a license. So let me get down through here. Guineas, yeah, yeah. Guineas are loud. I've been thinking about getting us some hand radios too. Watching Zach from the American Homestead has videos on it. Good. I will. I used to watch him some, but I haven't seen anything in a while. I probably got unsubscribed or notifications or something. I had to check that out. I don't even have a TV, but I watch CBN on YouTube to keep up with news. Yep. I like CBN. I need to learn ham radio. When the power goes out, I am cut off from all. No phone. Yeah. Yeah. And even if you just have a handheld ham radio, you could listen. You wouldn't be able to talk without the license, but you can listen and catch emergency stuff, but to talk on it. And now the ones we have, these little handheld, I don't know a whole lot about it. I'm just listening to these guys, what they've told us. But there is certain channels that are GPS or something like that. It starts with a G. GPS, I think, is what they call it. And you can talk on that. And that's more of your just handheld radio channels that you would talk to each other. If you both, like say two people had one of those and you talk to each other, you use these certain channels that are open, and of course it's those are more, they don't reach a long way. The home ones will reach a whole lot further anyway. On the ham channels, to my understanding. Don't let me lead anyone astray, because I'm going by what we've talked about in our group, and none of us are experts at all. Let's see. I found you from your video of ideas to make extra money. I have a CB radio. So that's not the same, but we talked about doing CB radios instead of ham. But with CB radio, if I'm going to get this wrong, with CB radio, if there was a EMP, like an EMP could take out a CB radio, but wouldn't take out ham radio, that's my understanding. There was a reason we didn't go with the CB radios. And one guy in our group bought some old CB radios to try that out, but they decided for whatever reason not to go that way. Now, you probably could, if you had a CB radio, you could probably catch people talking. And I mean, you could, if somebody else that it like, say, if you have a prepper or you have friends or family and you all had CB radios, you could maybe communicate that way, as long as it's not an EMP. An EMP would take that out, to my understanding. I used to have some Chiquita Banana walkie-talkies, but not anymore. And that would be good for local, if you've got somebody, like some local people there that you needed to keep in contact with. something, just something like that that'll reach, I don't know how far, a mile or whatever. And of course, and here, one of our guys is down in a valley, and we're having a real hard time getting him to hear anything. So, and he doesn't have good phone service either because he's kind of down below the hills, below the rest of us. And he had to put up an antenna. He put up a big tall antenna that's like, I don't even know, 30 foot tall or something, to try to um, communicate with us. Let's see. And I'm glad you're here. Cleveland Angel said he or she watched my ideas to make extra money video. So thank you for coming in and watching. Let's see. I had the antiques and collectibles store back then. The solar flares, I know, temporarily interrupt ham signals. So um, they also, being a prepper group, we've also talked about when we get these other little ham radios that'll be in the house, we talked about keeping our handheld one in a Faraday cage just in case. But they're thinking that the ham radios might be okay. But the signal, something about the signal, the way the signal works for the ham, I don't know. I don't know. Is the better choice of an emergency, I believe. Angelina. Okay. Well, thanks for being here, Angelina. It's about time for me to get off here. I have running to do. I have to go to the bank every Tuesday morning for church, and I've got to go deliver eggs. I'm happy to be having 10 eggs a day right now. So, and that's another thing on the video. You'll see on the video that I'm putting Thursday morning of Higgs Rock Farm. Holland gave me some more chickens, laying hens, and I'm excited about that. Mine were down. I had lost a few and was kind of down. I've got a few that are old, I think have quit laying. So I was down to about 7 eggs a day, and now I'm back up to 10, and I should get a couple more. I should end up with about 12 eggs a day. And then I got the chicks. I got chicks too. So I'm going to end up probably with more eggs than I can use or sell, but that's okay. I'd rather have too many than not enough. Okay, let's get back up here. Let me see where I was. We live in a valley too. It is hard to get good reception. Yep. I remember using radios when I worked at Walmart as a cart maintenance in New Mexico back in 2009. I know most major stores use radios for manager and employees to communicate. Yep. Over long distance. Yep. Got to water the animals. I had just got back from town and saw you on. All right. Anything else on my list? Let me make sure. I think we talked about everything, including the war. I wrote war at the bottom because I just was trying to get on here and saw that pop up about, I know it's with Iran, something with, what else going on with Iran, and I haven't kept up with all that a whole lot. Our Sunday school teacher keeps up with that and tells us, and he puts it on our little group too sometimes, but I haven't seen much today about it. But I just saw it pop up. I know that it's getting heated and all that. So we'll be keeping an eye on that. Especially I have, military family, my daughter and my son-in-law, and my my granddaughter that just had a baby yesterday. Her husband, that I said earlier, I got to really get to know him yesterday, and he's a really sweet guy. He's military, and he's a really sweet guy, and really has his level head on his shoulders, I believe. And I was really glad to sit and talk with him all day yesterday. So, and he's in the military. And so we got to keep an eye on all that a little bit. And that's all I know, y'all. All right. So I will have a video up and newsletters. Newsletters will go out in the next few days. And so keep an eye out for that. You'll have something special in there. So if you're not a member and would like a surprise in the mail at the first of each month, might want to become a member and get a little surprise each month. I'm fixing to probably send those out Friday. So before Friday, if you would like a special surprise in the mail, and video Thursday morning of Higgs Rock Farm. That'll be exciting. It's not a long video because we have too much fun to be videoing very much. But I do show some things that you'll be interested in. So watch for that. Next Tuesday I might be all right. My granddaughter that's playing ball is playing on Tuesday nights and Friday nights. So, that I go to most of her ball games, home games. So yeah, I may miss some. And then Tuesdays is when most of the city meetings are. So if I miss a Tuesday, it's because I'm at a city meeting. And Friday nights, we just can't seem to get back on that, me and Lee. I've got to pick out a better time for us because Friday nights are always her games. Of course, she will be graduating in May, y'all, but she is going to college on a full ride scholarship for softball. So she will still be playing softball about an hour and a half away. Well, no, they won't all be home games either. They'll probably mostly be away games. I don't know how much I'll get to go see her play softball in college, but I will want to do that some. So anyway, all righty. Yes, they have a beautiful home. I don't show inside the house a whole lot. Anyway, I'm giving it all away. Thursday morning, Higgs Rock Farm. They have a beautiful, beautiful place. I tried to not cut into their privacy very much, so I don't show the inside of the house very much. Anyway, all right. Thank y'all for being here. I'm going to get off here and get busy. Well, if I can find end. And thanks, y'all. Appreciate everybody. Appreciate everybody coming in and watching and chatting with me. I enjoy it. So I'm going to end this now.